This is a very nice bass. It's been a hard day up to this point, but that fish definitely makes it worthwhile. Look at that for a cracking bass. Right, here's the bass that I caught yesterday. As you can see, I've gutted it out, just taken all the insides out, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my knife and scaling them. You need to be careful because if you can see on the back of here there is a spike, and on all of these there is a spike. All you want to do is take a good hold, and if you just rub up against the grain, all the scales lift off. So you just do that for the whole fish.
It looks like you're fishing sequins the wrong way. You know, like when you've got those tops that change pictures.
Yeah, I've got loads of those.
You know what I mean though. Like dermaplaning.
You can see the difference, can't you? Whereas that's got no scales on it, and this has scales on it. And all they do, I'm doing this down by the water just so that we can put them all straight back into the sea. You see there the difference? That has had all the scales taken off it, whereas you compare it to the other side, nice and shiny. There. So you just do the same again with this side. And there we go. All we need to do now is just trim the spines off. All the scales are gone. We've made it into Spargo's kitchen, and I'm going to hand you over to Jim, and he's going to do something wonderful with the sea bass that I've got.
Hello. We have this fabulous fish that John's provided, and before I get onto the fish, I'm just going to roast some potatoes in olive oil with rosemary and lemon. I just need to get those in the oven because they're going to be about 45 minutes. Right, I have this beautiful bass which John has scaled and gutted. I'm just going to snip the...
That's just a strong pair of scissors, isn't it?
Yes, fabulous pair of shears. I think you can pick them up in our local Asda.
Be careful with these because they're hellish painful when you get them underneath the fingernail.
Yes. There. And do take them off, don't attempt any form of preparation. Right, bigger knife. Need to take the head and tail off because the bass is so big I don't have a pan large enough to either hard fry it or roast it. So I'm going to...
But if you do have a pan big enough, you could leave the head and tail.
Leave the head and tail on, yeah. Oh, it's always preferable. So just in behind, and the heel of the hand on the here's our bass, neatly trimmed, and I've just run the knife up the fish just to see if there's any scales left on there. None on that side.
There's a couple.
Couple there, look. Much better to do this now than get them stuck between your teeth, or worse, still under a fingernail.
The head and the tail and anything like that, I'm just going to take them and I'm going to use them in the crab pots, see if we can't turn them into a lobster.
Right, just going to deep incisions on both sides. Will allow some flavours to go in. Butter inside.
That's just normal.
Bit of butter. And we were doing some baking, so there I've got a zested lemon which I'm going to cut in half, and that's going inside. A bit of olive oil in the pan, and we'll lay that down.
It fits perfectly now.
It does. sea salt, a little glug of oil over the top, massage that in, turn him over, sea salt, and peppermill.
Sorry.
Right, that's ready for the oven, and that'll go in hot oven, 200 to 210, and I will give it, I imagine, the best part of 20 minutes, but I'm going to take it out after about 15 minutes, and we'll see how close we are. I've given these potatoes a half hour. I just got 3 large baking potatoes, which I've cut up nice and small, olive oil, lemon, rosemary, a little salt and pepper, and they're nice and soft. They're just going to brown up. I'm going to put the fish in, so the two will be finished
at the
together.
same time. I'll get you.
So there's the sea bass, lightly oiled, seasoned, bit of butter, some lemon inside. I'm going to give this 10 minutes, and then I'm going to scatter some chopped frozen herbs over it. Right, fish is in the oven with the potatoes, so I'm going to make some caper mayonnaise. For convenience, I'm just using Hellmann's, a couple of large kitchen spoons of Hellmann's, capers, which I'm going to chop, and a bit of garlic. So we'll make that now whilst the fish is cooking, and we'll just allow the flavours to develop. Just slip those out of their skins. The smell from those potatoes is just divine.
It's just
The rosemary.
potatoes, lemon, olive oil, and rosemary, isn't it?
It is. Get this nice and fine. Little tip with garlic, just to get that a bit finer. Just cover it with a bit of salt,
Well, you're just going to crush it with the salt.
and then the salt will act as a grinder. Don't do it too long or too hard, because everything will just end up in the board. And then just, these are small capers. Oh, that's just lovely, isn't it? Stir those in. Right of pepper.
I'm not sure anyone would want to be kissing you after eating it, but it does, it smells delicious.
Right. Put those for the compost bin. Right, I'm just going to get me.
Those potatoes look absolutely divine as well.
Bass has had 15 minutes, and I'm just. These are some frozen herbs that were left over from our last catch and cook. So in here is parsley, rosemary, marjoram. So I chopped up the fresh herbs and have frozen them. So I'm just going to sprinkle those liberally, mainly into the pan juices, just a little over the top of the fish. And this is nearly there. It just needs another 5 minutes back in the hot oven. I've taken the potatoes out and I'll just put those back in for a couple of minutes towards the end of cooking. I've just I've just cooked some frozen beans. They were frozen back in the summer, and I just had those in boiling water for a minute or two and let them drain, and then just before dishing up I've just got to toss them in, put them back in the pan with some melted butter. I know the fish is done, I can smell it's cooked. I'm just lifting the potatoes off the tray. I'm going to remove the lemon pieces because I got caught out once before.
Did someone think a piece of lemon was a
somebody ate a piece of the lemon. So ever since I just...
I suppose they do almost look like a little piece of parsnip or something, don't they? When
they're, so better safe than sorry. It's warm. So I'll put those back in the oven. Fish out. Now I did have. Right, we just do the final test. So small knife into the fish for. No, not quite. Another 5 minutes. That was just barely warm. I think so. Put a little splash of water on that.
You're just picking the thickest part of the fish there.
Yeah. Well, we're there. Yes, that last 5 minutes was perfect. Out. And that will benefit from just 5 minutes resting. Just let the flesh relax, and the juices, which have all been pulled to the outside, juices will go back into the flesh. Right, the beans, which I dropped into boiling water for a couple of minutes, just tossed them in some melted butter. Just put a pinch of black pepper, which I think is just the perfect thing for beans.
We were just talking about that earlier. When you've got an overabundance through the summer and through harvest time, freezing up any of your excess is perfect for.
It is indeed. We've been pickling beetroot. The veg we eat as much as we can, but go that side. Right, I just put a little splash of cold water into the pan when it came out of the oven, just to.
You've just taken the lemons out of the inside as well.
Yes, that's just the butter, the fish juices, little splash of cold water, which. Just going to taste this. Oh, that's. I'm just going to put a squeeze of lemon into that. That will finish that off. Beautifully.
That does smell absolutely amazing.
So, shall I do the first and then we can...
Yes, please. Here we are, plate it up. And this is, you can see the backbone through the middle.
Just going to lift that out so we can attack the bottom fillet.
Wow, look at that.
And that's just beautifully cooked. That was 25 minutes in total for that.
You've just got, you can see the ribs here. And it's just all lifts straight out.
There we go. Right, John, will you settle down and enjoy your fish? And then I'm having my small pasty for tea.
Well, there we are. There's nothing left of that. How do you feel about it? We were talking there. Elizabeth's still finishing hers. John Dory. What do you reckon, Liz?
You prefer John Dory, didn't
You reckon
you?
the John Dory? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same. It was lovely, delicate fish, though, wasn't it?
Oh, I'd eat anything.
It was delicious.
It was
But
amazing.
John Dory is a really special fish. it's not fair to compare.
It was just a really delicious white fish. Thank you very much,
It was
Jim.
super.
That was-
Delighted. Yes.
I hope you've enjoyed joining us. I hope it's given you some sort of idea of how long did you say it was cooking for in the end?
That fish was 25 minutes in total. We gave it 15 minutes and then took it out of the oven, sprinkled it with the chopped frozen herbs, tried it again 5 minutes later, but it just wanted another few more minutes.
I'm requesting a sole for the next one, please.
She's requesting that because she knows that I don't have one. And then, hopefully there will be more Catch and Cooks to come.
That's a bit out of place. Isn't it?
Right.
It's a load of old pollocks.
We'll look now about finish it off possibly with some choux pastries.
Or
All
Pavlova.
the best, and
I've got pavlova.
No, not tonight.
Bye bye.
all the best, and we'll see you later.
Take care. Take it easy.